Welcome back to World of Warships Legends with Redsorax, and today we have the H.M.S. London, a review and some gameplay in it. So if you go ahead and look at it here on port, you see that I'm flying single flags across the board, and the last flag is a double flag so I can get my consumables up faster. I'm not going to run the triple flags, not looking for the range on it. So we'll go ahead and do a breakdown of the ship and all our consumables and everything else. Also doing a side-by-side comparison with the stats to the Exeter, which I also have with the same commander, same setup. So as we can see here, the ship comes with, these are all the base stats, the base stat of 34,600 hit points, maximum speed 32 knots, turning circle of 710 meters, rudder shift time of 7.8 seconds, and a 4% torpedo reduction. It comes with damage control party, repair party, sonar, and a smoke generator. You get 203mm guns, 2 guns per 4 turrets, and then your secondaries are 4x2, 102mm, and then you get 2 torpedo launchers with 4 torpedoes per launcher off of the side. And your standard concealment is 6.7 kilometers until you hit your range of 10.6. So let's go ahead and look at my commander and setup. I have a level 12 with 2 legendaries, Bruce FRASER with Make Haste as his base skill, getting the speed of the ship to go faster. And for my first skill, I'm using Piercer to help increase my armor penetration values of my AP shells. And in my next slot, because this is a heavy cruiser with HE, I am using Igniter just in case. And in the third slot, I'm using Punch Through because I want these 203mm guns to do the best they can. And in my fourth slot, I'm running Fixated to get a much better shell grouping of my shots. In my legendary slot, I went with Fully Packed. There is something to be said for refill station, especially with this long reload. My first inspiration is Charles Madden, level 16. Help get the guns turned around and reload a little bit faster. And in my final slot, I've got level 16 Norman Scott. I want to get these shots with a nice tight grouping. For my first module, I'm using Aiming Systems Mod 1. And for my second module, I'm using Steering Gear Mods 2. So first, I'm going to go ahead and show you the ship sitting in the port, and then I'm going to show you the citadel and where it lays. As you can see, the London sits high out of the water. She's got a big flat broadside, and she's pretty high in the water. Now I'll go ahead and show you where the citadel is. So you can see here the armor layout, and where the yellow is in the center is the citadel. I'll go ahead and zoom in and show you a better look. So as you can see, right here is the water line, and right here is the citadel, which is squarely above the water line. So needless to say, this is like a chick at the bar at the end of the night. If she shows you a little too much slip, she's gonna get knocked up. So for a comparison, let's look at the other Tier 5 premium heavy cruiser, the Exeter. As you can see, she doesn't sit quite as high up in the water. She's a little lower to the ground. So let's take a look at her armor real quick. So as you can see, the armor layout's a little bit different on the Exeter. The Exeter also holds far more armor around its citadel. So we'll go ahead and zoom in on its citadel much closer. So with the Exeter, you can see the water line is here, and the worst part of the citadel is here. You got parts of the citadel that are above the water, but the hardest part to hit is below the water, and that's where the main machinery is. So when it comes to the two ships, I say the Exeter, for armor and citadel placement, edges out the London. So now let's take a look at the stats. So as you can see, I've placed the stats for the London on the left and the stats for the Exeter on the right. The London, with the same exact commander setup, has a 34,600 hit points, and the Exeter has 29,400. And of course, the armor is better on the Exeter. They both have the same torpedo reduction though. So survivability goes to the London. So now you can see the main guns. They're both 203 50 BLM Mark 8s, but the London has a 4x2 and the Exeter has a 3x2. The London has a 14.5 kilometer range, whereas the Exeter has a 0.2 kilometer better range. The London fires at 14.6 seconds per round, with the Exeter having a better reload of 11.7 seconds a round. They both have the same turret traverse, they both have the same HE damage, and they both have the same maximum AP damage. And they both have an 18% chance of fire with the HE. Now with the torpedoes, they both have the same style and setup of torpedoes. The London takes 106 seconds to fire, whereas the Exeter only takes 72 seconds. London has less maximum damage, and the torpedo detection is less on the London by 0.1 kilometers. The Exeter fires them out to 8 kilometers, where the London only does 7 kilometers, and the Exeter has 61 knot torpedoes versus the London's 59. So I'd give this to the Exeter, although you don't buy a cruiser for its torpedoes. Now when it comes to the maneuverability of the ship, the ships have the exact same speed at top speed, 33.6 knots, but the London takes 710 meters to turn versus the tighter turning circle of 650 meters by the Exeter. And the Exeter only takes 4.9 seconds to shift the rudder, where the London takes 6.3 seconds to shift the rudder. And now to the last stats, the concealment. The Exeter has a 0.1 kilometer better detection than the London. The London's 10.6, the Exeter's 10.5. Detection by air, again, the London 0.1 kilometer worse at 6.7 versus the Exeter at 6.6. Both of them are guaranteed at 2 kilometers and 6.1 kilometers while firing in smoke. So let's take her into battle and see how she plays. And today we got Haven Domination, and I am in a division with Congratulator and Bantha Fodder. So we're like dead smack in the middle. I hate this map, I hate this map, I hate this map. So we're discussing what we're going to do, take a little spin around the ship, take a look at it from all sides. You can see how high she sits out of the water. I was telling my guys to look at it right there. She really sits up high. She's got flat armor, so if you catch her sideways, you knock the dog piss out of her. So I'm going to head over towards the sea cap. There's an island over there. I'm going to work for a second or two to see if I can get anything done behind it. And Bantha Fodder and the destroyer is going to push B, and Congratulator and the battleship is going to support us both. So let's see how this works out. Now, as you can see, I've got 4 sonars, 3 smokes, and 3 heals with my setup the way I have it. And I like the fully packed. It's a good system for me. We have the Grash B. We had the HE rounds loaded, so we're going to go ahead and clear the guns of the HE and get the AP loaded for the next salvo. We get lucky. We get 4 hits, solid pins, and we get 1 fire, but I'm sure he's going to put that fire out, but it doesn't look like he did it right away, but he has put the fire out. Now, I see an Omaha, and it said it was going to clear the islands. By God, I'm going to take a shot at an Omaha. So now we've got shots at this grass B again, and he is flat broadside to me. I'm going to go ahead and smoke up. I'm behind an island here, but I'm going to go ahead and smoke up. I was airplane spotted. Shots out at the grass bay.
Gotcha, bitch.
You know, I was trying like hell the other day to get Citadels for that mission for last week, and I couldn't do it. And there it is, easy peasy. Now, I'm not going to get a Citadel this time because he was turning back in. But what is this? Oh my. Furtaka. Let's wait, see what he's... Oh no, he's going to flatten out on me. AP shells out.
Gotcha, bitch.
Damn, that had to hurt. That ain't gonna buff out. First blood, devastating strike, so I did over half the damage to him. Now, the reason I'm looking back over here is my partner in the destroyer is saying he's getting pushed, and there we go, T-61, and he's gotten spotted, and he's trying to get out of there. I'm lining up shots for the T-61. Unfortunately, I have AP loaded. Now I've reloaded to the HE to do more damage to him. Keeping everything looking over both sides. And the T-61 is going to disappear right before I can get the shots out. So I look back over at the Grash B, see what we got here. Going to fire the shells, but unfortunately he got taken before I could do anything about it. No big deal. That's 1 less gun in the game. I don't need the kills. T-61, now I'm definitely going to focus him. He is the bane of the existence of my T-61. 2 penetrations. I incapacitate something on the ship. Now we got a Fubuki, so I'm going to call out the Fubuki. And now I'm spotted. Shots out at the Fubuki. Oh, 4 penetrations, 3 incapacitations. Next time we see that Fubuki, he's not going to be feeling so well. And you can see that Julio Cesar just took a shot at me. And there's the Fubuki, and I left him on a snatch hair of health. And there goes my partner. He got torpedoed out. But at the same time, he took down the T-61 at the same time. So it was an even trade. Now we have an Omaha, and unfortunately I had the wrong rounds loaded, but somebody else, and I believe that was my partner in the battleship, just bitch slapped him. And there he goes. So I'm coming around looking for a Fubuki. I've popped my sonar. I'm expecting torpedoes. I'm no longer spotted. And this game is really quick. It was really decisive really early on. They overextended more than we did, and we just got it in quickly. So I just wanted to show you, demonstrate this was, I think, my 2nd game in it. Decent game. And I just wanted to show you how it works and what's available on the ship. Whether you're going to get this or not is up to you. I gave you a comparison of this and the Exeter, and it's your choice whether you want to get this or the Exeter. I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other. I have both, but I'm that guy, you know. So now I'm going to switch back because the destroyer's gone. The Fubuki's been killed. I'm going to switch back to AP and try and do some damage with my AP rounds because we have a light British cruiser over here, the Leander, and I'm definitely going to be able to hurt him more with the AP rounds than I will with the HE rounds. So of course, if he gets my side, he'll be able to do some damage to me. And there we go. I got 1 penetration, 1 overpin over the edge of the mountain. I don't have a range on him now. I'm going to still take a shot at him there. And now we're trying to get our guns back around over on the Frederick. just looking, using the torpedo indicator to see how quickly he's moving. Now my shells were put out on the Frederick before he disappeared, so hopefully they still stayed locked. And one over penetration. I'm not being focused, and I am staying with AP because I really want to make sure if that cruiser comes around, I'm going to punish him. And the Frederick turned in, and I'm totally missed. Not the best showing of how to shoot these guns. So we're heading over here, and I was hoping he was going to come back around. We are taking another base. We've already taken the C cap. We're now taking the B cap. And there we go. We've been assisted in taking the capture base. Up to 47,000. Again, not too many hits. And damn, Leander went the other way. And worst of all, I'm not going to be able to get the shot in. I'm going to have him flat broadside, and I'm going to totally miss it here over the mountain. My partner shooting at him. And see, I just clipped the mountain there. And there, bam. That was my partner in the battleship. And I'm about to fire again and get shots off on him. And I didn't know who got this, because if you watch, my shots are right there, and bam, that was my partner Hader in the Baron with his secondaries. So let's take a look at the battle results screen. And we did 47,000 damage, got first blood, devastating strike, and grossed 240,000 credits. I was flying single flags across the board. We came out number one, not by much, but we still came out number one on the leaderboard. And since it's a premium, it made me 212,000 with a single credit flag on there. So I hope you enjoyed this, and again, this is just to help you decide whether you want to get it or not. Hope to see you next time. Bye.